disability. So, Seth, I understand in the UK here, when someone have a disability, so we give an example of it. If someone is, say, experience a stroke, if someone experience accident where maybe they lost their leg or their hands and things like that, they're unable to work, or what normally happens here is that they receive support from the government and a number of support. So their accommodation, they will help them to pay for their rent. They will help them to their day-to-day living. So they will have benefit to help them to do shopping and things like that. If they are fit enough or they have their own interests to maybe use local services like having their own scooter or wheelchair, drivable wheelchair, they may also have that helps them to go to places that they want to go. But in Ghana, these are all challenges. People with disability. Beatrice, what do you understanding of people with disability in Ghana?
What do I
their
understand?
day-to-day live. They have to go out and look for money themselves, food for themselves.
You see, you spoke about people with disabilities, and I think you left out there are kids that are born with a defect from birth. And what I understand from somebody being disabled is not somebody not functioning, not disrespectfully, not having the capabilities or being able to support themselves in terms of how, let's say, through speech or whether they can't walk or if there's a defect that actually limits what they can do. You see, but as I said prior to you, in Africa, they see a disability as more of a spiritual thing. You see, and they are not, I know the organizations that are there to help them, but I don't think they are effective. Because here they've got things in place that these people with disability, they either help them get into work or they help them live on their own, or they have carers that support the families. You know, support families to do what they need to do to become whole. But in Africa, such things are not available in terms of resources, are not available for them. So as you say, so some of them have to go out and go and beg. Some of them have to even take their children, because I remember there's one program that we did whereby a blind man leaves home at 8 o'clock in the morning, takes his child, takes their kid out of school to go out there to go and beg. And that is what they use in form of a resource of financial support. So the disability, when you say what do I understand, my understanding is the lack of support for people in Africa. I don't know whether it's just Ghana alone, but I have to do it as an African thing, because they don't seem to have that, because you see people begging on the street. So I don't think there's a support for them in Africa or in Ghana.
Do you think that the support here in the UK here and then compared to the one in Africa, do you see difference?
Well, when it comes to talking about Africa, I don't know.
Ghana.
I'm not sure. So let's limit it to Ghana, where we live and when I come from.
Yes.
And truly, as compared to this country, the support is available. But in Ghana, we have limited support.
Yeah,
people are not supported.
We were going to talk to people with disability in Ghana. For some reason, they are still not there yet. And our support team in at Sunyani, they also experiencing difficulties logging on. They have sent me a video. I said to them, it's not a video we want. We want the person to be live, so we can talk to the person live. That's what we want. Yeah.
Yes.
Someone have joined or... Hello, yeah. Can you... It's okay, yeah. Sorry, who have joined us? Godfred, how are you? There is a lot of noise behind you. Are you at the party? You are on mute. You are on mute. You have to unmute yourself.
Let me join you.
Okay. When you find a quiet place, then join us, please. Yeah. I think it's better. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We have Godfred Ba Jesse, who is also one of the senior welfare. Do you call them welfare officers? I think he is in Ashanti region somewhere, but you will know. But we're trying to get to Sunyani, where we have someone there who, someone with disability who wants to talk about what is happening. We will come to you, Seth, first. Seth, are you there?
Yeah.
So if people with disability in Ghana, a lot of people understanding is that they just get up in the morning, and if they don't have any family that may support them, there is not a number of them in employment. So for them to be able to look after themselves is difficult. So they have to be dependent through someone doing it through begging or through alms by the churches or the Muslim community and things like that. Is that how many of them are living? Because I know that you come from organization, social welfare, any?
Yes.
So what sort of support do you have for people with disability?
As your first panel said, people living with disability in time past, or even in some areas and some communities now, are seen as spiritually unfit to be living among the supposedly fit ones or spiritually fit ones. So as of now, it's a great challenge to the department and to the government of Ghana as well, that some people consider persons living with disability, especially even those born with it, children born with it. Some people see them as spiritually unfit. When you are born with, say, autism, autistic children, mostly they are termed as, in our local parlance, they say usioba, water baby, that he or she was given, or he or she is a daughter or a son of a water god that has sneaked into the world or sneaked into this part of our world. So such children mostly, they say, they find means to eliminate that child.
Oh, wow.
So it is a challenge to the department and to the government as well. As you said, mostly people living with disability, though have governmental support, which to me personally I think is woefully inadequate as compared to what you were mentioning. They do have support. They have a law, which is Persons with Disability Act, that supports them. Act 715/2006, that supports or that regulates the activities of persons living with disability. But the support is woefully inadequate. That is, if you come to the district assemblies where I work, for instance, there is an amount that government brings to support the assembly, that is called District Assembly Common Fund. 3.5% of that amount is set aside for persons living with disability. We use that amount to support them. In my municipality, for instance, we have registered over 600 persons living with disability. My municipality alone, about 600 persons living with disability. If the government releases the quota support to the assembly, 3.5 or 3.5 of that amount is supposed to be used for the activities of the persons or for persons living with disability. Their activities, we have what we call their registration, their needs assessment, and then their support comes in, monitoring of the support after it has been given to them. So all these amounts is taken from that 3.5%, which woefully is inadequate. Sometimes you find it difficult to support even someone with something which is huge. If you want to do a huge support, you have to wait, compile the money, accumulate them for a while before you can even support them in a substantial income generating activity. So I think looking at what you said in your introduction, compared to what we see here, it is woefully inadequate.
Are they not committing offense if people have, for example, a baby, a child with disability, they want to see them off in a village or in they
Sorry,
call them.
I am letting the person with disability in.
Oh, sorry. That is very good news. Thank you very much. And we also have the Sunyai, our team in Sunyai there as well, which is very good. Welcome, our lady. So maybe you will interpret for her, or can she speak English? Seth. We also have Mr. Emmanuel Osebwatin at Sunyani, who has joined us as well. We will come to you, Mr. Emmanuel Osebwatin. He also have someone with disability with him who he will interpret. We can see him there, that the person there as well. So Seth, oh, okay. When you finish setting up, Seth. Yeah. So in Ghana,
Naomi is there. Naomi Sapon, she's a person living with disability.
Oh, okay. First, about 1 minute, Seth. We will come to you.
All right.
Yeah, BTs and Ajwa, you heard this kind of sad analysis about what Ghanaians are going through in terms of treating people with disability. That there is this strong stigma, society stigma, where in Ghana a lot of people think, oh, we have the churches,
yes,
we have the Muslim community, the Christian council, all that, and then we also have the abosom and all those things. But irrespective of, or despite what we have, as a community, as a country and a community, in communities, people are still treating this someone with disability really bad, and the police seem not to be doing anything.
I don't think it's more of I know it's a criminal offense to kill somebody because of their disability.
It's a murder. It's they have to be charged with murder.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you look at the impact of lack of resources, I'm not advocating that they kill anybody because the person is disabled, but the lack of education. Most of all this sometimes is predicated on poverty. Do you understand me? Because when people don't have monies, but look at this country. We actually spoke about the resources that this country has, and they've put resources in place that even supports the disabled child to the point that it supports the carer, and even the whole family. Ghana, they don't have that resource, and with lack of education, and this is why I go back to lack of education, because as
but the resource will not let you kill someone.
No, but I don't understand. But I don't understand.
But an excuse.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, lack of education. Because Seth actually did say that because of the mental and lack of understanding of what disability is about, when an autistic child is born, that's what I was saying, that when an autistic child is born, they assume that it's spiritually connected. They don't realize that it's more scientific. Because I gave an example.
Yes, you did.
That they will tell you that do not marry somebody if you're sickle cell that's got AS and SS.
But or whatever is here now. What do you
don't understand. But what I'm saying is, unless they educate people to understand that disability is not a spiritual thing, people will continue
in the 21st century and as a country.
So that means
what are we doing as a country?
It is not
that we are still experiencing this. We are all part of it. The government have to do more.
So they have to do more workshops.
Yes,
you have to do more workshops.
Anything before we go to say?
Yeah, like she's saying, it's due to poverty.
But poverty will let you kill someone?
Yeah,
Take
but
them to the,
that is what they do.
the education part, yes, she said. Is the,
because they cannot afford to have this child, the medical, because I do have a sister who has a disabled child.
Yes.
And she is struggling. But thank God she and her husband are both working, so they are helping, but it's not enough.
What disability is it, that one?
When the baby was born, so now she cannot sit upright. She's been lying down since. And she cannot talk, she cannot eat. Even when they try to feed her to see, it's like she's...
Do they have to pay when they go to hospital?
Yeah, they do pay as a normal person.
You see, that is the bit that we feel that people with disability should have free access to NHIS. The government policy of NHIS covering certain illnesses do impact on them. Now we're going back to you, Seth. Seth, I know you have what? Sorry, it's now. How old is Naomi?
28.
Naomi is 28. Okay. Oh, Naomi, you speak English?
No, a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, you speak the English you can. Then Eric will come in. Yeah. Anything you don't understand, you say it in Twi. Eric will interpret it.
Is she working? Does she work? Find out.
Naomi, sorry if we're asking you, what is your disability, please? What it is your diagnosis or condition, please? Eric, maybe you can explain to her what disability Naomi have, please. Okay. So what I'll do is
challenged with her leg.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I will ask it in Chi, and Beatrice will interpret it to make it well. Naomi, me pa chao Edien yare ena ewo ho. Ohin fa na wo 9 ana nine no both of them or just one?
If I shall left one.
Left one. So how do you live? So sorry anopa. Do you work ana wo ye bibi?
If I shall Mr. Anopa. Yeah, ye bibia.
One na ye bibia. Okay. It wo ye adwuma.
How long has she been disabled?
If I shall.
If I chao yede bibia yede yare a yede wo ana say unya something happened and it came.
If I shall young farm me duty panel your work.
Okay. So
hospital. Wow.
Okay. Now yare na dia yare na ye wa ukoye umko pan here yes ah. Pacho.
Okay. Me pa me catch her say. Na me home for me, na mo isi. So the me call hospital so they got her so okoye no. Almost a malaria sanity. Oh, mammy, do not walk with true panel. Or the baby, me better cry. But I know, me sorry, no, now it's me so.
Okay. Let Beatrice interpret what you have said, then we go on. Yeah.
Okay, so it was Kofi asked what her disability was, and she explained that her disability. She explained that her disability was due to an injection that was given to her when she was a child, and that actually impacted on her when she woke up after the injection. Apparently, said she had malaria, and she found out that after she slept a little bit and she woke up, when she got up she couldn't walk, and this is very, very disturbing in the sense that how can it be injected and then you wake up and then you can't walk, and that is how her disability started on her left leg. Yes. So
how old? No one didn't feel saying you see no. My ako mute. Okasa no yente.
But I'm about 6 to 7 years.
Oh wow, she was young.
She was young, and now what is 28?
So that means 22 years ago.
Did the hospital pay any damages?
Any
compensation? What is compensation? So mama musika bi said the oma ye no enye nti na ye o sa.
But David Cra,
Oh, this practice need to stop. Okay, say see ano enya happen. Me pa cho we adwuma.
Me pa chan.
Am pa che di adwuma na we.
Me pa cho me koma de.
Oh, ye de nyame ase. Nti wo de won sa no na de wo use machines we use your hands only, not the leg one. Say be wa de pan.
Both hands and legs be now.
Oh de yeah. Okay. Me pa cho wo ma.
Me pa cho de be.
Onwe na wa ware.
That's a baby.
Oh, Aden. And our boyfriend.
Kofi, she's not.
Okay. Say me busan everyday things. Okay. Enti wa na wo hwe ho. Na Seth, people like Naomi, what sort of support is there for them?
As I said earlier, one way the government help fund the assemblies is through the District Assembly Common Fund. So when the fund is released, 3.5% of that amount is given to the Department of Social Welfare and Community Development to be given to the persons to support the persons living with disability.
Okay.
So we register them per their assembly, that's their location. Then
shift it. Can you shift yourself? Yes, that's better. Yeah, that's good.
So when we register them, I'm being my assembly specific. When we register them, per the date that in the order of registration, the order that you came to register, when government releases the fund, then we select some people. There is a disability fund management committee. We select the first that's registered per the date that you register. Then we submit to the committee. The committee gives the go ahead to the department. Then we go to their various homes, do needs assessment of what the person needs. Probably you come to write say you need money to support a business. We come and look at your condition. You can't do that business that you are saying you want to. So we sit down with you, we discuss with you an alternative policy or an alternative economic activity that you do.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Seth. We will come to you. Now we are going to Sunyani to also engage with our team there. Emmanuel, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Emmanuel,
yes,
are you
sir,
there? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Yes, Emmanuel, I understand you have a gentleman with you. What is his name, please? Your friend is saying. Hello? We cannot hear you. Yanti Wonkasa.
What? Daniel. Tell Daniel.
Okay. Tell Daniel. Do you want me to communicate in English or Twi? The end amope.
So Twi lo so glofo. Oyebi. Olino. He said he like Twi.
Twi. Okay, Beatrice. So I will speak with them with Twi and you interpret for us. Okay. Now, me pacha usi edini is saying, Mr. Wa.
Obie. Be your name. Daniel,
good afternoon or good evening in Ghana. How are you saying?
Good evening. Hello.
Daniel, me pacha hunu o condition no in terms of with disability. Yes, you kasa free UK, United Kingdom. You were London and you know kasa Daniel. Me pacha your friend me Mr. Kofi Kula. Na mi wo Miss Beatrice Asante so wa ha any Madam Ajua Oforibia e wa ha na mi pa chowo ye ene adekonti aye program ye pese ye hu day to day experiences ni ye dey compare obi a onu so wo UK ha onu so day to day experiences se wa condition awo no odie no now no mi pa chowo sorry anopa eye dey na wudidi misrewa
You took Rubio.
In your Galligan, you know.
But you're still tongue Garini in Sichika Krakan or Didi.
Oh, yeah, Juma.
Oh, Chasawi Juma.
Yes, Oya Juma, Ochoni.
Wow, that is wonderful. Now, how did you raise your capital? That would be Juma.
Kopeke no okay nasika no ke start the chimione. Demi make club.
It was a will.
I say ne brother be na man sika kakra or the start business, you know.
Oh, wow, that is good. Enti obi to ade a upon a e dey na osisa no man free baby e wono esa ana wo ye shop na wo ya na wo gare shop no e wo shop mu ana se wo di sisi table so abonten na wo ye
Opiano shop no ke ma table no pono no pio.
You got my table. You stabili no you need somebody.
But you say the sika sem nya nti no wanti me anya shop no bi nti or the table so on ifie nanim wa na oton.
Okay, but sika na wunya na wo de hwe ho no enough for you say utimi di ye aduane di ene sa no ma no.
Sika so mo kan ma na ko yeni ke no fe no koro.
In money you small boy la school.
But I say or manage na our small boy or so in school in fact I want to dey e be but or manage kakra.
Okay, that's good. Now therefore who family producer please if we can admit someone is coming. Therefore who family
Ongewekulo
na o
Chapronya.
ya we say happy.
But you also webusia na so webusia for no omumfi no.
Okay. Enti what is his experiences of obia or ye ka say obia or disability no say no see who say Ghana for ni treaty no any aban treaty o mo
Ekeka na ken no koni pe kan he check no Ghana ke government okay treatment ya leken
Ayo wa fine hours tie apo photo report.
But you say amuta e beda da mo etwa mo pictures ni ho nkona ba de ko nanso emfaso bia emfi akire emba.
What okay, young person Beatrice, what is your understanding what's going maybe you can interpret it for our viewers. Yeah.
Okay, the gentleman that came on board, what was his disability? Is he in a wheelchair?
Yes.
He's in a wheelchair. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, he's on a wheelchair.
Yes.
And he's talked about how he actually works, but the money that he makes, he sells gari and sugar on a table because he hasn't got any resource. And he's actually, because Kofi was asking him how he survives, how his daily activities are. And he's actually talking about how the government, sometimes people come and take pictures of them and they don't actually, they take pictures and then they take advantage of them and nothing comes out of it. So he doesn't really get any support at all for his living. And he's got a child, I think, that takes to school.
Yeah.
That he says he's really financially deprived.
Yeah, hold on, Beatrice. Yeah. Joyce, can you mute yourself for us, please? Can you mute yourself? There is a lot of noise coming from your side, Joyce. Please, thank you. Joyce, can you mute yourself, please? Joyce, maybe take him off for us, please.
We can meet it here, is it?
Okay, that's fine.
So what is that?
Let me see what everyone see.
Okay, what is sad is there's no support, there's no resource, and when he said people come and take pictures, I don't know who the people are that they come and take pictures. I don't know whether there's people that work for the government, the social services, that don't support him. Yeah. So now you're going to find out what's going on here.
We're going to find out what is going on here, and I think before we continue on, Seth, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, so go.
So, Seth, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, a quick one. Why do they take photos of them? Why do Omukono take photos of them and they don't see them again? Who do you think are those people?
I don't know.
They are in Sunyani.
Sunyani, I don't know. I don't, because we don't take photos of, we take their passport pictures. Sometimes when you are making a report, assuming you have supported a person with disability and they are coming for assessment, they sometimes might require their photographs because of lack of trust. So that to know that exactly this person that you've supported, the passport picture reflects the full picture of the person.
So it's more of identification.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
thank you. Let's go back to Daniel. Daniel, so you said you have a wife, you have a family.
Hello, yeah.
Oh, family, that's good. Oh, my saying.
Yeah, 2 children.
Oh, 2 children. Wow. Enti wajuma no o wife so ye adwuma na because wajuma na woton gare na etimi tua dan ka ene sa no ma no ma nyina.
I don't think you heard that.
Daniel? It's frozen, yeah. Okay. Emmanuel, you also have another person there at Sunyai Mebwa. Who obi wo ho sesi e. Ye betimi ni nipa no so akasa kakra, ye beba Daniel so. Me pa cho your friend is saying.
No. Your friend saying
Philip. Okay. Philip, oba na gina ho chen na na.
Pachan.
Oh, wow. Philip, na me pa cho wo Sunyai ehifa.
Usi.
Sunyai ehifa na wo.
Fear pray. Because Sunyai go me fear pray.
Sunyai tear pray. Okay. Well, fear pray. Okay. Fear pray. Thank you.
It was simple like that.
Me only me able to no. Aha. Me ba cho Philip, with disability no yede wo ana.
Aka for me. Mini pay mo.
Ya pa wo me. Panier.
Oh, another panier.
Panier, me ba cho esi say ubeti ma kan kakra kire why? Unim story no.
Na me home family and I'm wo me panier. You am wo me panier. Man, the man said it, and I'm in a muemre.
Oh, me ba cho Satan no di mfie saying.
Please don't tell me
6.
Satan no 8 years.
No wadi 8 years. So and ye won panier. Ye won panier bi mo ntimi ananti bi. Now, I mean, is there a number of people who are almost know was these experiences with this panier no amokano because
We need to add the other man.
we don't have anybody from health. They say no we the entire visit hospital regularly.
This one, we need to know
What you say paniers are?
We see a panier.
You see paniers are.
Also your panier Daniel. Daniel also the any panier.
Okay, mo no panier.
How old was
and no one is suing and this hospital banner ACC here sadia we see you.
But we have to look at the medication first.
Yeah, let's look at the hospital first. And yes, Sunyai main hospital na.
Acho osi omo be won wo fie.
Na him for na ni na ma won ko for panier Ghana this thing. This is very serious.
No, it is because I know that previously, you know, there were, you know, we've got people that they go to Africa to say they're going to help and give medication.
No, this is from government.
That's what I'm saying. So what they go into the government institutions. So let's say that you've got malaria, you know, the animal testing.
Another person, so about but your friend saying.
Honestly, a panier is
Wow. This is very serious. And you're very sad. Me but your sister your friend saying.
No. They used to go and do animal testing.
Hold on, please. Sister your friend saying.
Colin Mary.
Now, Colin, the same thing. Also, paniers are on. Now, at the end of any your panier.
Pacho me yare anti-mania 10 years. Sound me yare na banu na family ko hospital. Na ya wa me pandem me yare.
Na me pacho hospital be no de ko ye.
Yes, sir.
Asisa hospital no.
Na me ba che omo ma sika bi say o ma mistake nti ebia ye dey ma na wo so no ye see and say compensation.
Aba no me me nyi e me akoda.
Oh.
Sam bus a week no me na wu ni kwa na me wo ho.
Oh.
Me ba che one say government ba say no omo ba say omo ba beboa na bia about disability no nya any support bia from social welfare.
Social welfare can support ko je ko kabalo.
Dabi.
O say bi mba sai.
Hold on, why? Ni Musa Seth, na Joyce so still so they will be able to talk about it. Seth, oh.
Hello.
Me pacha o. What role is social welfare playing for people ayawo omo panier? Do you have this a lot? Omo ayawo omo panier at a young age where then it affect them and then they are not able to work again. What role is social welfare playing
or the
government in their life?
As they are saying, a lot of people come to the office or we go.
Bra, say, shifty bra. Oh, that's it. A
lot of people come to the office or we go to them for them to register. You ask them the cause of their disability. No, he or she will tell you it's through disease. What I know or what the little that I've inquired is, it was through those times when polio was not given through drug but was through injection. That was when a lot of people had those challenges.
Yes.
So most of them were kids. The parents didn't know. Sometimes they don't even know it because of the injection.
Yes.
It will take you some time for you to realize, oh, my daughter or my son is not walking.
Yes.
Then you would follow up. Then later on, you get to know that it was through or it is through the injection that was given to you. But as you asked, we don't have any prosecution powers with us. And most of them have traveled, they've left the health center where that thing happened. Honestly, we don't, government don't have that support, or I don't know of any support, I don't know of any support of legal ramification for such people. But it is common. It is common, especially with those physically challenged.
Yes.
With the legs. It is very common that they tell you it is through injection.
And okay, so how are you able to trace that? Because I find it very disconcerting that these things, because what they're talking about is normally children that are of the age of 6, because now we've got up to 10 years old. So as much as there's no resource for that, what do you think can be done to support them?
As I said earlier, I think the advocacy for the increase in their share of the common fund, which they have started, should be given much more backing or support. Because as we started the conversation, persons living with disability in Ghana is a difficult thing to live with, because society and even family, if you are not careful, if you don't have a strong family,
yes,
they would neglect you. Yes. Most of them are neglected. Most of them are neglected by family, by the society. So I think the support, the governmental support, which currently it is there for, should be increased. And then other NGOs, foundations should also be encouraged to assist them. Then the education to the citizenry, the society, to accept them as one of us.
Yes.
It is one thing that is killing them emotionally. The society don't see them or finds it difficult to accept them as one of us.
Oh.
Okay, so, thank you. Sir, before you continue, thank you. My uncle back to Naomi. Naomi, at the same. Who ye? You baba Amagana so at some point. Naomi, at the same. Self can be say on my Ghana society no. Omo and accept ubia sebe or yare ni nine ni ayi tisadi. Ufi de sanity amount.
Insanity.
So, a dear no mamma, dear na ya, omo ye, a man who say, in San Mani Coso, who bet me can be a man.
Oh, and if I say, I was Yancy. Say, or say, won't me and comma, won't me comma, now be near to the Anyamawa. Oh, very idea. I didn't be a that's all more yet, I didn't pass on more yet, extra no more yet. Yes, so Saturday to become pretty as a rabble. There was your first thing, there was your family.
Hold on, your mama what to us. Beatrice, you want to explain what she said?
Yeah, well, she's talking about how family treats her. That normally, when they see that you got a disability, they pick on you. They treat you badly. And sometimes it makes them very sad because they feel picked on and not valued. And I find it really, really sad though.
Yes. Okay, Naomi, you go ahead now. Koso, why? Yeah, that's it.
Society no. Society now, they can say so be a cry now. Or people say, oh, cry. On person on private town in Ghana, and we can say, oh, for cry, there will be person private town.
Oh wow.
Oh, on person better than in chain cry. And to get out to our home, be a metal on chain.
Oh, what's a dear cry, dear. Oh, we do not want to answer the alternative report me shows through.
Oh,
yes. Oh, page man, so I mean, I don't know. Which me, I can't see. Now, upon that, I say, oh, working back. Oh, qua, a chimera, a woman or shell, and finding out the shop, but catch yourself back from. Oh, that's now almost 10 years, 100 years on from.
Oh, yeah, hold on. You remember what to us, Beatrice?
Okay, so what she was actually talking about how society treats her. That because of her disability, even if she's going to go and get a car to go and sit in, like public transport, people don't want to sit beside her. If she's even going to go and look for a job, the employer would not sort of like call her, even if she goes for an interview, that they are really disregarded and not treated as though they're human. And this is where, so what are the laws in
what
Ghana?
What is the government doing?
No, but the laws.
Because the law, discrimination.
Country, yeah, because this country, you cannot discriminate because somebody is disabled. So what laws are there to protect the disability, the disabled people in Ghana? Is the government
showing any interest in people with disability? Is the society showing any interest with people with disability? With the individual showing interest with people with disability?
Do they understand?
Okay, Naomi, to us, why? Yeah, to us, my.
Yeah, yes, sir, about relationship, probably, and
talking about relationship.
Oh, one mamma.
Oh, that is true.
Several who are faith, Naomi.
Because the family, isn't it?
Oh.
Anything I want you to oh, I brought for her only there. To be honest with you, discrimination, although it's here, but it's less. There's education about it.
You're not allowed to.
But in North sir, it would be to us. Why?
Relationship, very many people who are, of course, no one in fair, but younger than so. But I now forget me, I can't just what they were sharing about. And I'm from that and say, hey, It's too shame na we na kofa.
Alright.
Ebusia so beta say too shame na we na kofa.
Yes.
Nti ama ya wari no nsam no aye bibi. Omo a umo ma wo ni ko ba. Oya se bi che. Nti wo pa etimi ko be pin wo den. Obi on sa o pa kwa. Waso na da ko no a we pin no.
Oh.
Ma ko ya ma ko na omutimi etimi e sha o ka wa ka se. Ya wari wo.
Yeah, hold on, why? Yeah, mama, what was? So thank you.
Okay.
This is very sad.
This is, you know what, my heart breaks. She's talking about it's worse for them when they even get into, they don't even get relationships. Because if they find somebody that likes them, it's either a friend that dissuades the person from not going out with them, or they either get raped. That is only in the minute circumstance whereby somebody will get married, and that's in the percentile of the minuscule. So at the end of the day, she's talking about how they are not even in any aspect of society, in marriage, in work, in their actual life. They don't regard them.
She's not finished.
Oh, wow. And she's not even finished. Oh,
yes.
my goodness.
Naomi. Okay. To us, so Udia can Ufria, you call others, you call Daniel. So, but Daniel, I worry. Eti Naomi, who person can be to us so answer your sabao. So
I ask her whether it's difficult for the women than the men.
Ufi there we are bano. A more say challenging so ubenya bema any natural say bema the only the obeti menya obi. Say nipa no ye bema no ono so with disability a ono ubenya obi ana eja say obi a ono ye oba ni bema no. Is there a difference? You
Oh, that means say yoba challenge na man yana attempt or advantage across the snake mema.
Okay.
Yeah, because a man be a job with me on you be and you will plan out for this guy that no more for you more.
Okay.
But me man dear. Eh mo omunya bi crash o ska. O ska be ya. With me wo ho say obegwa how we see ka ama me man we see ka na wo dia. Naja, nsa Ghana is cattle with ya.
Okay. Wow. So what is? Thank you. You want to explain that before I go to Daniel?
Okay, we asked the lady, what is it, Naomi, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Naomi. We asked Naomi whether it's disadvantageous for men than it is for women. And she goes,
with disability.
It's with disability, and she says the men actually are at a disadvantage than the women.
Yes.
Because with the women, there are times that with them, they will still get somebody to go out with them. But with the men, you have to have money.
That's it.
And if you've got money...
Ghanaians love money. That means they love money.
So they got more money. So if they've got monies, then the person can come and help them out and get paid for it. Yeah. And probably with that, then they would get some action. So they'll probably get some action. But apart from that, that's it. It's like the men are not... They don't have an advantageous stuff.
Thank you. Now we're going to Sunyai. Emmanuel, are you there? Oh, we are back in Sunyai. Emmanuel, yanti ukasa. Amagana. Seth, can you bring yourself?
Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Emmanuel, can we talk to Emmanuel is referred to original Amagana. Sunyai, we are very popular. Mr. Mr. Daniel Akasa, Anama Mino, Umuba.
Wow.
I think the reception is frozen there. Okay.
Hello?
Hello, what you saying? Emmanuel, Omumu Biaye, all right. Omumu Biaye.
What you saying?
Daniel.
But your movie all right now. Complain kakra omode mami ni. But what tinka?
You too nka pa.
Amosi omo wheelchair no asay na. Amosi omo wheelchair no mo yisu no asay ba. Nti esi ade a ato omo adwendwem kese pa yese wheelchair no mo yisu no asay. Na at the same time no so no ahanom no ekwan no enye aye gravel land I say omo nam so a gbiga say ebem say ye bi kra na no so pese o agokwo bia wheelchair no emwa no ema ne ntimi nkwa ye ntia nko mo hia anka government no say anyhow o metima nya mwa o metima mo ale ta moto bi aba o metimi charge ana say mo di fu egu mo metimi da ko ba bi aka ye ana adora na party bi kra na so mo ko bia o metimi ko bi say na yesu e kon pepe nti o mo so problem mo hia kese pa ni say o metimi nya bike ana car bia eye normal o metimi da use in case of party ana say mo ko mo adwuma mo kra na o metimi di akọ na wheelchair we na mo use no according to omo no o ti mo se tia no de embo mo e wo ya asase we so
we ba viewers ni betimi ahwe wheelchair na o team no say ya mbo hu yes this is a wheelchair na o team ni Daniel team no utimu say the difficulty is saying the Ghana road no enye road friendly
ba kusu ti we no o hwa ase ha nyina ase won aduabi na
yes this is why we are doing programs like this to educate the government and the people, the community, of how urgent this situation is to help people with disability in Ghana. The rules are discriminating to the people with disability. If someone have a disability, they are not able to freely move and participate in the community as they will an individual person who doesn't have disability with. This is a clear discrimination. When they are building roads, they don't take all these things into consideration. This is not fairness for us as a country. To be honest with you, the government, the people, the churches, the Muslim community, the whole community has failed these people. And the government, we need to raise our hands up and said we have failed them. The way the policy is in Ghana doesn't favor them. You can imagine that somebody is ill, he goes for treatment, they get injection, and they end up like this. And then they also then suffer the experiences of going through very difficult situation by traveling around in the community in a difficult situation. This is, I mean,
and there's no resources to give them wheelchairs because they're talking about motorized wheelchairs. How are they supposed to function?
To be honest with you, today is, I won't say it's a bad day. It's a great day that it have come into our attention.
And we've highlighted it.
Yes, to be doing programs like this to educate the community. It's a very sad story that as a country, we need to see the urgency of this.
Yes.
When all these parties, political parties are going around in V8, and these people are there, what is the difference?
No,
the difference is that we are neglecting the very people who need help.
They are vulnerable.
They are the ones who are supposed to use those VAs.
Yeah. No, they can't use the VAs.
Not able people.
No, they can't use the VAs. No. But they can use the monies to get them wheelchairs that are functioning.
I am just saying this in a sarcastic way that this is what needs to happen because it shouldn't be that way.
Well, fair
there
enough.
is no policy for them. There is a lot of places.
No, there are policies, but they are not functioning policies. Because if you look at them, because I was looking at it, we've got Enlightening Empowerment People with Disability in Africa, which is called the EEPD. Do you understand me? And this is one of the organizations. So if they've got organizations and they've put it there, that means they're not functioning.
So what about the MPs? What are their
that's the thing.
We signed, Ghana signed the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities in 2007.
Yes, sir.
And ratified it in 2012.
Yes.
To become the 119th country in the world to do so, and the 32nd in Africa. But today, in the 21st century, we have situations like this and worse like this.
And that's why I say it's not functioning.
Because nobody's challenging them.
That's it. Yeah. Nobody's holding them accountable. No. Because as you said, how can you buy, because that V8 or whatever it is, can buy probably 1,000 wheelchairs.
To help these people. To help these people. You know? So, I'm a Ghana.
Yeah, I said.
How do you think the government can help, or how do you think the organizations can help?
Yeah, no one yes, let's talk to them.
No, us.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, we're highlighting an issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no. You want to ask him, Daniel?
Okay, she can ask him. Yeah.
Ask who?
The man. How can the government? So if you can ask him, yeah.
So Ceciano, Daniel. If someone would support you and advocate for you, what do you think you need? You have a wife, you have 2 children. What do you think you need with your condition
Not
to
from,
make you to be able to live happily and independently? What do you think you need from the government? Yes, yati unka.
But I say amunko. Hello. I say amun.
So do they have disabled MP for disabled people?
So he's talking.
No more yes, see a bike and I say wheelchair now automatically make you move. Say be our pop be aha.
Obeti back a bicycle.
I say with the government issue no there about for about 3 years ago no there about
electric wheelchair and you call it bike, meboa. Is that what you are
saying? That's a moped, but that's not a
moped.
No, that is an electronic wheelchair.
Yes.
Yeah, you might.
Like a moped. Yeah, a moped.
But where are the roads? They have no roads. Where are they going to ride them?
So, sorry, Nina, I said, Onya, we are not a motorbike be disabled for the but you may use so I don't want to feel comfortable.
We will be with you. Hold on, wife. Now, no.
Yes.
I mean, I know that among other things,
yes.
Yeah, the Disability Act provides the rights such as unrestricted access to public places.
Yeah.
This is part of our policy.
Hello.
Yes. Places and buildings.
Hello.
Have a free healthcare.
Yes.
Employment. Amagana, we will get back to you shortly. Why? And pause your thing. Pause it for short. Yeah, you better get it back to you. Why? And mute yourself. Mute. Put you on mute. We will get back to you. Now, the Disability Act provides for rights such as unrestricted access to public places and buildings. We will talk about it. Then free healthcare. Employment and education and transportation. Now, as Naomi was saying, when she is in the public place, a lot of Ghanaians do complain about being discriminated against.
Yes.
And the treatment they receive when they go to other countries. But we are discriminating against our own, in our own country, where the discrimination, they seems not to pay any importance to it in terms of supporting people, vulnerable people with disability. Do you think that in terms of people engaging in employment, this woman, she's saying when she's traveling, people don't want to sit next to her. But Ghanaians say they are a Christian country. We have a Christian country. You know, look at what happened with Cecilia Dapa, the amount of money that has been taken from her house. Yeah? Stolen from her house. This money, how much would they go and help these people?
It still goes down to accountability. But now, as you were talking, I was actually reading something now. It says in 1987, the Federation, this is Ghana, the Federation of Disability Organizations was created to facilitate and collaborate between disabled communities to reach into certain groups. Do you understand me? Now, it actually says the biggest achievements, which I find is so hypocritical, is that the achievement that was made was to make sure that the disabled people were not discriminated against. So that means they have put these things on paper.
Yeah.
But
they're not
practicing it.
But do you think that the United Nations, look, this is very interesting.
Yes.
United Nations, the World Bank, and non-government organizations that kind of do business with Ghana. Do you think that why they don't put any restrictions to help promote this? Through those help they're giving us, because it seems like there's no paying any attention to this area.
As you are talking, you can see that it's written that they've measured.
Yes, they say it's illegal.
Yeah.
I'm reading it here.
Yes,
they say
they're doing the job, isn't it? So
who is enforcing it?
Even it says here that the law allows for a 10-year plan within which all public buildings were supposed to be made accessible to disabled people.
Yeah. That's it.
But if a disabled person is in the street now, even where to go toilet is a problem.
It's a problem. It is
even the roads.
Yes.
If you are on the roads, the way the gutters have been done, it's even a threat for their living. And the saddest part of it is that if you look at people with mental health in our country, we will talk about it. And I have to tell our viewers that we're going to have Tommy, who is studying law.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he lost one of his
okay.
And he will be here next week with us to represent and the voice of disabled or disability in Ghana, disabled people in Ghana or disability, and also here. And he is a motivational speaker, and he wants to be here to talk about his experiences, the discrimination, the stereotype, the stigma that he faced. And I think it's part that the Ghanaians start asking questions. When you are voting, when you guys are going to vote, why don't you say to yourself that, if I'm getting any benefit from all these things, what is there for us? What is deal for me? I said, Naomi, do you vote?
Yes.
Naomi, na me pacho political parties are Ghana nyina. If there a movie show interest in your condition, Emma ultimately live happily our community or country.
Which one?
What's it? Okay. See, I know. Also, no, voice I want abana auto. And we want the 5.2 million disabled people in Ghana, which represent a good voice, to say we won't vote for you. We won't vote for you if you mostly munka se mon tuaba emma omo because omutba omo nyahwe mamo. Disabled people, if it's 5.2 million people in Ghana, if someone advocate for them, where they are able to vote, I think their voice, they will start taking notice of them. Seth, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
You heard what the conversation we are having about disability rights. Is it working, their rights?
No. It's not. It's not.
It's not. So, as a welfare department, and do you think that your department are able to meet the needs of people with disability?
Not at all.
Because
not at all.
In Ghana, in Kumasi, for example, KJTR, there is a lot of them sitting there. Please, Bantuma Okwa, Ebi Woho. But my question to you is, when they go to hospital, does all their needs, do they look after them, or do they say some of them, their needs are not being met or part of NHIS?
The NHIS covers as it does for we the able ones. So if you go with say malaria and I come with malaria, if the two of us come, the same way that the NHIS will cover me, it does for Naomi in that same manner. She doesn't have any preferential treatment. The only thing that she enjoys is free renewal onto the NHIS. If she wants to renew after 1 year after the year of expiry, for that we the department will give her a letter of recommendation, then it is done for her freely. Other than that, the services that I enjoy or she enjoys, I enjoy same. There is no other preferential service that is given her. The guy from Sunyani or the Sunyani people were making some complaint. You see, they were talking about their roads or their routes not being mortual. There is one challenge in Ghana, that is the buildings that we have. And almost all buildings in Ghana are not disability friendly, not at all. Almost all buildings, being it government buildings, being it private buildings, they are not disability friendly at all. You go to a certain building, say with up to 3 or 4 floors, it has only staircase. So if a person with disability comes in to access, say, the 3rd floor, it becomes practically impossible, inaccessible for that person. Practically inaccessible. With our assembly, for instance, we had to hold a meeting with the engineer, with the contractor, so that ours is made disability friendly. But almost all buildings, almost all buildings, it's not disability friendly. We're talking about laws. There are laws that back them. Even there is a law that if a company employs a person with disability, at the end of the year, you are given a tax rebate based on the number of disability people that you employ. But these companies are not using, because of what I said earlier, the societal outlook for these people. We the society, we don't want to associate with them. So we need a lot more sensitization, a lot more education. As my mother with the foundation was advocating, the education should be intensified, but the resources, that is the major challenge. That is even the one that we have to give to them to make them economically viable. It's woefully inadequate. Even it was I think this government that increased it to 3.5. It was 3 initially. So looking at even if the 3.5 is woefully inadequate, think of the 3. And this money doesn't even come timely. It doesn't come timely even throughout the year, the whole of this year. Not a quarter of that amount has been dispersed.
Oh wow!
So they are living in difficult situations. When you have contact with them, when you get closer to them, they are suffering. They are suffering emotionally, economically, every aspect of their lives. They are going through a lot. So
that must be very kind of painful for workers, people who work in social welfare, who wants to support vulnerable people like Naomi, Daniel, and others, that they are not getting the resources to work with these people.
Sometimes someone comes into the office, ask, oh, my bed registered at that. I've registered long ago. I've not been supported. You have to go into your pocket, get the person transportation back home after talking to the person. So get the person transportation on your own to go back.
So that means it makes your job very difficult. Extremely.
Sometimes, madam, you go to meet someone. I was having a discussion with Naomi about one person. They are a couple. Both of them are disabled. Their rent got expired. And they didn't have money to pay for their rent. So they had to relocate to the village. It is a disturbing or worrying situation that they are going through. So I think the advocacy should be intensified.
Okay, so now what can anybody do to help the system move forward? Because what you're talking about is you're an organization whereby even though they've increased the resources are still not coming. So the increase is not what the problem is. It's trying to make sure that they are actually applied in terms of they're given out.
If they come timely, let's assume first quarter it comes, you sort say 20-30 people, the next quarter it comes, you sort 20-30 people. So by the end of the year, you would have served, say, at least 80-90 people. They are out of the registered, our registered over 500 or 600 people. They are out of it. Then next year it comes timely. So by the time let's say give ourselves 10 years time, we would have been able to sort all those who have registered with us. Then we either top up or look for those who some have been camped. Some don't even know where to go for assistance. Some even don't know that they have to come and register. Then we have to go and look for them to come and register. This is the situation where even the resources to give to them is not worth coming. How are you going to take some out of that inadequate resource to even go and look for those who have not registered?
Okay, sorry, Kofi. It's just that I'm sorry. It's just that I am so heartbroken. I'm sorry. I'm not taking over, but what I'm trying to figure out is, when you say that if you help somebody like 20 people, is it a one-off help or is it a continuous?
Currently, what we do is a one-off thing.
Oh.
Is a one-off thing. So say Naomi she's a seamstress.
Yes.
We ask her what she wants, the kind of assistance she wants. She says, I want electric sewing machine. We get her an electric sewing machine. That's all.
So what are the local MPs doing? Are they aware of this?
They are. They are very much aware. They are very much aware.
I mean, this is why if Joyce was here, because she comes from the Ministry of Gender and Protection and would have been able to also give in terms of what the government is doing. But looking at the disability, it seems like that is the bottom rate in terms of government funding to support vulnerable people in Ghana. The churches are not helping. It's useless, I would say. It's very useless. They are not helping.
Is it the churches?
Yeah, they are not using their money to support these people.
But what's the government doing if theirs? Because this country, we've got churches, yes? But the government always has a budget.
That's it. That's support.
So support because what he just said was support for just a period. Like if the person wants a sewing machine, it's for just that period. Like this country, they've got
if
a
the
continuous.
business don't work, they don't care.
It's
so
not
therefore,
it's not
like Naomi have is working as a seamstress.
That's not what I'm talking about.
If she's even earning enough or not enough, she's not getting anything.
No, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about where is the budget to help them continually. This is not a sewing machine issue. This is a livestock, paying their rent, being able to make sure that they're fed and all that stuff. Where is that money? Instead of them getting these V8s and all this crap that they get, how do we change the narrative?
Yes. How do we change the narrative for people with disability? Whereby
by pushing the government.
They are the largest oppressed groups in 100%.
Ghana.
They're making up estimated 3 to 5% of total Ghana total population. They are about that, and that is a lot. If you look at our population, if we say we are 34 million, then obviously about 7 million of them will be.
So how do we help? How do we step in?
The support we can do is to continue to advocate, to do programs like this, so that the government will know that this is not a hidden agenda. This is something that we as a community, we as a voice, we want the people to know. Like today, we telling Naomi that don't go and vote for any government who doesn't have a policy or any plans that helps you.
But the policy is not the problem.
She's saying that she have not benefited from any of them. So therefore, where do we go from here?
Okay,
we need to also work with United Nations. We need to work with the World Bank.
What about the
when they're making arrangements.
I think we should start with the government.
When they're making arrangements in terms of, for example, a debt reduction strategy, for example, the current loan, we need to go and also let them know that when you are doing these arrangements, what portion of any loan given to the country goes to people with disability?
That's it.
What portion of our funding, what portion of our tax, the taxes we are paying in our country, what amount goes with people with disability? You know, and we need also
we don't
to
want
find
to
out the special prosecutor needs to look at this.
No, but Kofi,
the minister in charge. Hold on, I will let you go on. Hold on 1 second. The minister in charge of people with disability, if he's in this country, would have been in prison with people like this.
That's it.
If he's in the UK, in the Western world, would have been in prison because you are sleeping, eating in your house, and these people they don't know where the next meal is even going to come from.
100%.
Straight away, they would have been taken to court, and then people who injected them, they are all free walking around. The doctors, the nurses who injected them, they are all working free. Nobody take them to court. Sorry, British, you can continue.
Okay, so my point is, when you were saying that, I said all this stuff that they've written it. Okay, what they've written down, they've written it on paper. So how do we know? Because you're saying that we're looking at the portion of where it's going. How effective would it be? Because we want to see, it's kind of like statistics. That okay, now if they take, let's say, 100 million for disability people, it needs to show that okay, we managed to help X amount of people. How do we do that? How do we get that on board? Because at the end of the day, the minister turning into prison is not what my issue is. It's making sure that whoever takes over is held accountable. Do you understand? Because if those monies are given out, what are those monies? Where are they?
Yeah.
And
where are they?
You see, when we're doing buildings, for example, what we was talking about, where a person with disability may want to go and watch football, but the access there,
they got ramps.
Is what? Where they want to be able to have their wheelchair on the road, even someone pushing them is a problem. Where they are able to go to places that anyone will be able, any individual can go because they have a right to that, and we are not able to. This is where, as a country, we fail them because their voices are not being heard. Exactly. Let's go back to Daniel or Naomi or one of them, producer, anyone that.
Naomi is
Naomi, yes. Naomi, over to our story, no so why? Yes, Rewa, yeah, Uye, a relationship there, no, we'll say, to be honest with you, why no one is proposing to you. Young Trown or young call the next one.
Daddy. I want something to go up now.
Na me pacho, Obia Maka so pelda.
Good choice.
Because we now see canon.
Pacho, Opa, na Opa. Oba, wa ho penti na oba. Oba, o mo se mo ye ni fe. Oba ya da ka cho se, o interest. My say, o sha na ha de ni sana. O se on boa. O be say, o be bi na improve o keke.
O be take advantage of you. O be say oba no be there. Like I say o be pe usika na akọ ana say o be ye den. No, mi pa boni fo wi ase o. Aha na o mi to aso.
Nti obu opa na oba no do nti kra na. Ebia, one say, nse so nke so no bi be at least if you want to say oba stand up kra. Bo papa no, oba pa nchan say, onu be ye bi oba ye bi. O ma o shi. O ko bi san say na ye bi.
And the MSN only because of disability is something that is going on in Ghana.
No, 100%. As I this one, they do it. Everybody.
Yes. Man, what I say, Sadi and almost so sour. Ada, all the people also sour.
No, we didn't say us. I said they do it.
No, I know.
Yes. So at the end of the
day, now after a year, and experiences are winning. Idea no man.
What about church? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, quite sorry.
Busan.
Mpacho, quite sorry.
Now,
dear Nekosuo, how is the church helping?
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. If you say me, I'm sorry, the people are sorry, I'm poor with that.
okay, so the church doesn't help her. So at the end of the day, what's the essence of people going to church? Because the church is supposed to be a community that helps. So if the church too, and you end up giving collections and your
That's
tithe.
it.
I say, Ghana, no. The problem is that a lot of churches are like one-man churches and things like that.
Yeah, but it's collecting money
And
from them.
hold on. The church education needs to happen now through the program, this program that we are doing. That there needs to be some kind of tax for them, rather than them getting allowances and not paying taxes. They should be paying taxes to help people like Naomi, to help the disability people in the country. Because the money they get, they are using it for themselves.
More than enough.
And there is that monitoring, it's not there. You know, people like this is not. This country, they use the church's support, charity work in the community to make a difference, to make people's life better. And we can't say that.
But does that happen in Ghana?
Ghana? No, we can't. Continue, please. Odia Koso.
Me at this point.
Now, the permanent for bow hobe pama there as often.
Because there be say me will fear.
Now,
you fear. It's in I ni anta sami fear me ma me sister.
Almost so muntia.
Madema wo. It's a long combat because of it. Once I think I was shocked by the and you say, oh yeah, man, I will pay the you know.
Okay. Yeah, that was it, baby. We thank you all for your support today. Those in Sunyai, Kumase, Seth, Ura, I have not heard from you. Do you want to say anything before we go, Ura? Okay. So we thank you. We thank you all. But before we go, Seth, do you want to say anything before we go?
What I would want to say is that we should continue with advocacy as you are doing now. And I heard one of the panelists has an NGO. They would also plead that when they are in to support, they should go through the appropriate institutions. Like when they want to support a person with disability, they should go through us, the say social welfare units, which have the data. We know the needs of these people, that we can channel the support appropriately to them. And we will plead that they should come to their aid. They really need it. They really, really need it.
Naomi, who will be Bika and Sana Yako?
Yeah, Daddy. Everybody them welcome pa.
You.
The mechanic said, they have one baby. Give me say seminya shop for 70 years. Mother, let me a trainee. Me and some colleagues are. And you are more. Because India that Pamena meets with their one baby. That is seminya. My shop in your machines to ma. Put me out and come up with you. I'm an insane what say. The ministry said, the angels give us some way, fat and one and brain. Give me out car.
Yes, you better make sure, say, you better continue to talk for you. You better say, yeah, most of no more voices will be heard. We will continue on with this. Next week, you better continue with that. Daniel and others that are in Sunyai, please, are you there? Amagana, are you there? I think we lost them. So today's program, we just want to take opportunity to thank you, Beatrice, for your support.
You're welcome.
And also Ajua for your support. And if you have anything to say before we go, who wants to go first? Beatrice?
Okay, you can go first, and then I'll just.
Really, I'm touched, truly, and I think we shouldn't end it here. If we have started it, They are depending on us now. So I don't know what we're going to do to support these people and those we haven't been spoken with. So let's really, really take this one on board and make sure that we start in for them. Because especially the churches, you understand? Like we know that people give offering and tithe. What happens to those money? So truly, we should take this on board seriously, and also our leaders.
I understand you are a prophetess. So what do you have? You going to pray for them?
Oh, sure, I'm going to pray for them. I will pray for them. Okay. And also with my project, what we're doing is we don't get funding. Why? Because we know that in Ghana we have a lot of resources. So we are trying to use what we have to build our own people. Because I've come to realize that we depend too much on outside world, outside people to come and help our community. But if you look at a place like China, most of the things they did is from the ground. The earth produce everything. If these people now, I can see, okay, you got disability in your legs. If they are given a thing like clay, and we give them this kind of wheel, whatever, they should be able to produce something beautiful where they can sell. This some of the things that I would like to introduce to our youth and children coming in. So we try to make sure that we use our own resources, and we are rich with all these things.
We are rich in all these things, but the people are still suffering.
They are suffering because they haven't gotten anybody to stand in that gap to help them to realize that we have it. That's why I don't go.
So whose responsibility it is for this? All these things?
That is why for a person like me have come up, and I believe everybody now, like I'm saying now, coming here shouldn't be the end of what we can support, what we can do for our people. Yeah, we should start from here. Yeah.
Okay. With me,
I've never seen you so emotional like this.
Actually, I am quite emotional and so disappointed and so hurt. Because I'm looking at everything that they put on paper and it feels like it's rubbish. Because nothing is actually being implemented. Now, I think my view is, yes, we do need support from the outside to use it to build what we've got, our natural resources. Because no matter how you spin it, the Western world continues to gain from Africa. Because when you look at gold, bauxite, diamond, everything, they continue to gain from us. It's making sure that what we get, we build on it. Because the fact of, when they say you teach a man to fish, you don't give them the fish. If we've got the resources and we've not got the finances to build it, what is the point? Because I remember Donald Trump made a statement that when his friends come to Africa, they always end up coming back rich. Do you understand me? So how come we don't use our own natural, we don't take what they take from us back and re-establish it for ourselves? So I think me and you, we go on a different tangent whereby I am going to you need to get funding to support.
The reason why we don't depend much on funding.
Depending and what you're entitled to are two different things.
It's because how many years ago our people are always depend on these people. Oh, we need funding, we need funding, we need funding. But I don't know about you, but I can't see anything coming out of it.
That's why I'm saying that. I get what you're saying, but that's what I said to you, that once we get that resource, then we implement it and produce. You understand me? Because if you say
a lot of people get the resource, they come. Even our leaders, most of them, we can't. But
we're not talking about leaders. If let's say you get monies, yes, let's say you get like £20,000, you can use it to do something and get more out of it. Do you understand me? Because your purpose is to make sure that people get something. But if you say, I don't get funding, that is your view. My view is different. Do you understand? Okay. It's to make sure that people actually, when the resource comes, it's actually inserted into the companies or organizations or the people that will actually produce and make it more fruitful. You see? So with me, seriously, I'm so heartbroken.
It's good if we can have it and make sure we use it. Because some people, as soon as they get the big money, their mind changes and they do it.
Then you're brethren of the wrong people.
We want to take this opportunity to thank you.
Thank you.
Beatrice and also Ajua for your contribution today.
Yes, coffee.
Yes, you have done very well. This is a very emotional program.
That's amazing.
Next week we'll be here to continue with disability. We're going to have Mr. Tommy Obin here with us, who also experienced difficulties with his arm, and he has gone through with he said he didn't give up, the determination and his willingness to make changes for himself has gone through really difficult situation that he has come out and he now graduating as a lawyer. Coming out, so he's done well. Ghana, adults and children with disabilities in Ghana, this is their lived experience is what we spoke about today, and we'll continue. This program will be on next week, so wherever you are, join us next week. And what we will say is that it's important that the government pays more attention to the laws of disability and put them into practice.
100%.
Thank you, producer. We'd like to thank you very much for all your support.
And please share.
And also Sister Dansoa and Senior Joe Bedu, producer. Thank you all. Share.